This is the DJI Pocket 2, and this is the Insta360 One X2. Did I get it right this time? So many numbers to remember. Try saying Insta360 One X2 really fast 5 times, and I'll show you at the end of the video how I do it. These are two amazing cameras. And on this video, we're going to figure out which one is the best one to get. And by the way, this is not sponsored. Hi, my name is Otto. Welcome to the channel and let's get into it. The Insta360 is a camera that has two super wide angle lenses that will let you capture everything around you. 360 degrees, hence the name Insta360. The Pocket 2 is not an action camera, is not a 360 camera either. It's more of a small camera sitting on top of this mechanical gimbal, and you can customize how you want this to behave. For example, the camera can follow your movements, or you can lock it to point at the same direction. The prices for these two devices are very similar. The Insta360 One X2 is $430, the DJI Pocket 2 has a basic version for $350, and it also comes as a creator combo for $500. The Insta360 comes with a neoprene pouch and a USB Type-C cable. The basic version of the Pocket 2 will come with these two connectors. One is to plug to an Android device and the other one to an Apple device. There's also this attachment, which is a joystick to control the gimbal or the zoom, and it has an extra button. And then we have this carrying case made out of hard plastic, but it is soft on the inside. And here you can attach the connectors inside the case. They are very small and they will fit in your pocket even if you use the protective cases. The Insta360 weighs 150 grams and the Pocket 2 is a little bit lighter at 117 grams. The Insta360 has this rubber grip all around the camera. It is waterproof up to 10 meters and build quality is great. The Pocket 2 also has a great build quality. It feels and looks great when you're holding it, but it is not waterproof, and as a matter of fact, the whole gimbal seems to be more fragile, so this is not something that you want to leave laying around. Always use the case. Shooting with the Insta360 is very easy. The way I like to use it is to attach the camera to this invisible stick, which I know you can see it, so it's not really invisible, but it is invisible. Anyway, you hold this at whatever height you want, and all you have to do is just start recording. But the beauty of this is that you don't need to worry about where you're pointing your camera at. And I know it takes a while to get used to the idea, but remember when I said that this is looking just about everywhere? When you finish recording, you can edit the clip and you can reframe it in the way you want. And you can repeat the process as many times as you want. That means that from one clip, you can have multiple video clips, like one looking to the right side, one looking to the left side, and let's say another one looking at yourself. With the Pocket 2, you need to plan your shots and the framing. And in my case, I usually spend more time when I'm shooting trying to get the right frame. You actually feel more in control of the camera and the movements, and you just have to be more careful with your shots. But because of that, sometimes I end up doing the same shot again and again and again until I'm happy with the shot. But that leads me to the next topic, which is battery life. Battery life is not really that good on these two devices. At full resolution, you're going to get about 1.5 hours, and that's it. The DJI Pocket 2 is supposed to run for 140 minutes, but that's if you're shooting at 1080p at 24 frames per second. If battery life is too short, the Insta360 does offer replaceable batteries for just $35, but you can replace the battery on the Pocket 2. But both cameras can be charged and used at the same time by using an external power bank according to my tests. Both cameras have 4 internal microphones, and this is going to allow them to capture 360 audio, which is good, but internal microphones are just okay. So is it possible to connect an external microphone to these cameras? With the basic version of the Pocket 2, it is not possible. You would need to buy the Creator Combo, and it is more expensive, but it will come with an accessory called the Do It All handle and also a wireless microphone. If for any reason you can't or you don't want to use that wireless microphone, you can also plug your favorite microphone to the Do It All handle. Insta360 doesn't have a Creator Combo. I don't think they had vloggers in mind when they made this camera, but they do sell a microphone adapter that goes into the USB-C port, and that way you can connect an external mic, including wireless microphones. Having a stable video clips is something that everyone is looking for nowadays. The Pocket 2 has a 3-axis gimbal, it is a mechanical one, and I do believe that DJI does a fantastic job with their gimbals. Insta360 doesn't have a gimbal, but it has this amazing in-camera 6-axis stabilization. It is called flow state, and this has to be one of the best in-camera stabilizations that I've ever seen on such a tiny body. With the Pocket 2, you can make regular videos, HDR videos, time lapses, motion lapses, hyperlapses, slow motion, and the maximum resolution is 4K at 60 frames per second. The Insta360 One X2 can also shoot standard videos, HDR videos, time lapses, bullet times, and time shift, which is their version of hyperlapse. And you can also freeze a frame and take a look around at the same time. Now this camera can shoot up to 5.7K at 30 frames per second, but I need to explain something about that before there are any confusions about that. The 5.7K is for the whole 360 field of view. So when you reframe your shot, you're gonna take just one piece of the whole thing, right? Let's say you take this part over here, and this is not gonna be 5.7K. It's gonna be less, and exactly how much of a resolution you're gonna have, it's gonna depend on how you reframe it. So color profile available on the Pocket 2 are normal and cine-like, and on the 360 we're gonna have normal, vivid, and log color profile. Being able to shoot in log and cine-like is going to give you a flat color profile, and that's going to be very helpful for post-editing. Both devices have a maximum bitrate of 100 megabits per second, and the tracking technology is pretty good on these two cameras. There's one difference with how they do the tracking. With the Pocket 2, you have to set up the tracking before you start shooting. With the Insta360, you are going to do the tracking after you make the video. I know that some people are interested to know if these cameras can be used as a webcam or to live stream. You can use the Insta360 as a webcam, and it's quite easy to set up. And you can also live stream on YouTube and Facebook. As for the Pocket 2, it cannot be used as a webcam, but you can use it to live stream. And I wanted to try this out, but the Pocket 2 just said, nope, you need the Do It All handle. So if you want to live stream with this, you're gonna have to get the Creator Combo, or if you already have the basic version like I do, you're gonna have to buy the Do It All handle if live streaming is something that you want to do. The DJI Pocket 2 and the Insta360 One X2 can take pictures in JPEG and RAW, and I'm not really a big fan of taking pictures with this kind of cameras, but I like the panorama mode, and I like the fact that with the Insta360 it's just one click and then you just get the whole panorama shot. With the Pocket 2, I like that the panorama shot has less distortion than the Insta360, but it takes a little bit of a longer time to make the whole shot. And right out of the camera, the panorama shot is going to have a low resolution. For both devices, I use an iPhone and an Android, and there are no limitations whatsoever with these devices. You can control the settings from the app, and both applications offer these very cool templates to choose from and just have fun. So choosing one camera or the other is not so easy to do. I hope that with this video I was able to show you like the difference between the two cameras, and if you're looking for one or the other, then you can make a better choice. Now in terms of choosing one or the other, for me, I'm not really sure. The Insta360 is very fun to use, and I don't have to worry about framing my subject or whatever I want to shoot, and that's something that I do like. So fun factor is pretty high. On the other hand, the Pocket 2 just doesn't like to play rough. It's not gonna be waterproof, it's not going to be able to do the bullet time or anything like that, but the camera, it has a lot of useful features, and being on top of a mechanical gimbal is going to allow you to make these smooth movements with the camera. So now I'm going to show you how I say Insta360 One X2 really quickly 5 times. If you were able to do it too, let me know in the comments down below. You can also let me know in the comments down below which camera you like the most. And most importantly, don't forget to give me a rating. Give me a like and subscribe over there. Let me try to say this. Insta360 One X1, Insta360 One X2, Insta360 One X2, Insta360 One X2, Insta360 One X2, Insta360 One X2. Yes! My name is Otto One X2, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.